Okay, here we go. Spring 2018 is coming. I know that if you look outside right now and look at all the snow, it's probably hard to believe, but it is coming. And so that means our annual review time is coming up really soon. We're going to look at your money, we're going to look at your investments, your life insurance, how everything is fitting together, see if there's any gaps. And I sent you an email a few months ago about investment thesis. The beginning of the email says, Investing, the long game. Here are some investment thesis topics. How will I lock in gains on investments that perform well and cut losses on investments that don't? What are my long-term goals for my investments? And how often do I want to meet with my investment professional, of which I am one? You may have more than just me, which is totally cool. A lot of people have more than one investment professional. So how often do you want to meet with these people? And when it comes to working with myself, of course, Emma and I reach out to you once a year asking for a face-to-face or virtual visit if you're not in the Calgary area and I don't happen to be coming out to where you are. And that's when we talk about what's going on with your money and refocus on your goals. And then when it comes to investment thesis, another question is, of course, what am I willing to pay in investment fees? And then what am I actually paying in investment fees, and making sure that those numbers are in line with each other. So this spring, when we meet, we're going to not only talk about all the things we talk about every year, we're also going to be talking about your investment thesis and building essentially a document that lists out what it is that you believe about investing to be true and what it is that you want to get out of your investments. The investment thesis conversation isn't something you have to do. It's something I'm offering to you. As you know, you have investments and maybe life insurance with me. You've maybe paid some consulting fees to me this year. This meeting coming up this spring is part of the money that I essentially earn from working with you. So you can either take it or leave it. It's your call. It's just something I'm offering to you. I think there's a huge value in having this conversation. So having an investment thesis helps me help you. Next on the list, I have another book signing coming up this Saturday at Indigo Signal Hill. It's January 20th, this Saturday. And if you are able to stop by sometime between 11 and 4, I would love to chat with you, wish you a Happy New Year in person, take a little selfie with you. And yeah, and if you know of any moms who would like to get their toughest money question answered live for free, not that I can necessarily answer any question, or at least get their contact info and go out and find the answer to their question if I don't know it, and then get back to them with that answer. And I would also like to meet your mom friends, because the latest thing that I've been working on, which you would know if you're on my Facebook or Instagram or LinkedIn pages, is the Ask Lyndsie show for teens. You, my clients, most of your parents, you've inspired me to help your kids. I'm going to come back to that in a minute. So where does all the money go that Lyndsie Berry earns from you, her clients? Well, other than paying boring old bills, I pay people to help me with online marketing. Lately, the online marketing has, of course, been geared towards my new podcast and YouTube channel to help teens. And another thing that, of course, the money that I earned from you goes towards was taking last summer off. I took all of July and August, and I traveled all over BC, visited family, friends, swam in lakes and rivers, rode horses, pretended to be a farm girl for a few weeks, took my son kayaking on Quadra Island. I even got to volunteer for a week at a summer camp for kids with horses, which has been a dream of mine since I was a kid at camp with horses when I was a teenager. So thank you for being my client. I hope that I've helped you as much as you've helped me. I know you could be working with a number of financial professionals, and you've chosen to work with me. And I want you to know that I don't take that lightly. And that's part of why I work so hard to create other things when I'm not working with you. There's a lot of you that have children, and you want to see something available to these kids that they can access from their phones, from their computers, from wherever they are in the world. Hopefully, this new initiative that I'm working on is going to be just the thing that can help you be confident that when they leave your nest, they're going to be solid financially. I'm sure they're going to make some mistakes like we did too, but the goal is for them to leave the nest with a lot more tools than we had when we left the nest, because I'm sure you can agree that school curriculum has a gap. There's not a lot of real life money knowledge in that curriculum. And so I'm working hard to fill that gap. So when I got home in September from my couple months off, I got right to work with a workshop at the local library for moms, a money success workshop. It was 4 Saturdays in a row. I had all of those sessions videotaped, and then I used the videos to create a web workshop. Hasn't really taken off yet, but it's there, and I'm proud that it's there because I know it's a very useful tool. So if you know of any moms who have a really hard time getting out and they could use some money knowledge, that's a great tool to refer them to. They can do it in their pajamas on their couch with their laptop at any time of the day or night. And then, so I launched that web workshop in October, and in November, during a conversation with a client who's probably watching this right now, I was challenged to work harder to educate kids about money. And that was really what launched me into everything you're seeing now on my social media pages. If you're watching me on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, you'll see what's going on. I've currently got a teen beat mixing contest going on because the podcast and YouTube channel will need some catchy beats because it's for teens and I need to keep them engaged with all sorts of audio and visual stimulation. I will eventually turn all of this into a book for teens, by the way, but we both know that teens learn better through audio and visual stimulation. So that's why the book will come, a year from now. When I started working on my book, 39 Keys to Money Success for the 39 Forever Mom, I ultimately wanted to create something for teens. And a big part of why I wrote that book for moms was to make sure that they knew I'm here and I'm in their court and I'm working hard for them and I want to help them so that they will trust me to teach their kids. So it's time to go into the second phase of the book writing project, which is, of course, creating the podcast and YouTube channel for teens. I am super fired up right now, as you probably noticed. So thank you for being a big part of what's to come and what has been, because you as my clients have literally been my number one cheerleaders. And because of the money that I'm earning from working with you, I'm able to do all of this. So you are part of something big. I mean, I don't know for a fact that my podcast and YouTube channel will be big, but I do have a really strong feeling that it will be. One thing I wanted to share with you, if you're thinking of starting a business of any kind, you have to pick up this book. You can find it on my website. I've got a link to it at the 39forevermom.com/books. This book was handed to me by a friend when I was telling her about all these ideas that I had, and it helped me do a little market research into what's out there for teens right now to help them with money. So I went through a few of the steps. I didn't do everything in the book because I just don't have time to do everything, but I did do a few of the things that Pat Flynn suggests, discovered that the teen money knowledge market is a very underserved market. I mean, realistically, where is someone going to make money from it? I'm not really sure yet. I have a lot of ideas of how I could potentially earn an income from this, but I don't want you to think for 1 second that I'm trying to leave you and I'm trying to leave serving clients, because I'm absolutely not. If I make money off of helping educate teens, it's a bonus, because the fact of the matter is I'm doing it for the sole reason that they're an underserved market. I remember what it was like to be 18 and, fresh out of the nest and trying to be an adult and being like, what? Why don't I know any of this stuff? And so I feel like I have to do this. It's my life calling. If I make money off of it, great. If I don't, that's why I have all of you and all of the new clients that I've been getting throughout this last year and a half. There's a few of you watching this that are newer clients. Thank you for becoming a client. You are, like I said, part of something bigger than just our relationship. I'm working hard to create things for the masses. Well, I've got some surveys right now at the 39forevermom.com/surveys. I want to know what you think teens need to know so that I can create content for the podcast and YouTube channel that is going to actually help teens. So please help me do that by completing a few of the surveys that are there. They only take, SurveyMonkey is telling me that it's taking 4 to 6 minutes per survey for these people to complete the surveys. So they're not going to take a ton of your time. The next thing, any successful people that you know that might be great people for me to interview for my podcast and YouTube channel, send them my way. Let them know what I'm doing. See if they'd be interested in an interview to share what they know about money with teenagers. I'm sure you can think of a couple people that are maybe considered super successful in your world, that you adore, that you admire, that you think would be the kind of person you'd want your teens to hear from. Let me know so that I can potentially put them in front of teens everywhere. Yeah, so like I said, I'm not trying to leave working with my clients by creating this stuff, the podcast and YouTube. I don't want to be a podcaster and YouTuber full time. This is just something that I'm adding to the list of things that I can do to give back to the world, because the world has been so good to me. So I simply have to do this. And you can help once again by completing the surveys, letting me know if there's people you think I need to interview on the show. Whether there's someone who's built a business or who just has some sort of financial talent that you think needs to be shared with the world. The next thing I need you to do is like my Facebook page at the 39 Forever Mom. I'm also on Instagram at the 39 Forever Mom, so that when I post something for teens or for your friends or whoever that you know can help them, then you can share it with them. That would be really, really helpful. And the last thing, like I mentioned before, the teen beat mixing contest. I need some cool tunes that are my own that I can use to, keep everybody and keep the teens engaged on the podcast and YouTube channel. And so what I've got going on right now is a contest. So I want very upbeat, I guess kind of electronic sounding music. And I know that there's a lot of teens out there with talent and ability to do that from their computers. So I'm going to buy up to 3 songs from 3 different teenagers, $100 each. So I've got a contest going on right now. If your teen is musically talented and likes to mix beats and would maybe want to earn $100, the link is below this video for them to jump on and enter the contest, and watch for the email from Emma to book your annual review this spring. And I can't wait to see you. Thank you so much for watching this video and sharing all of the stuff I've shared with you. Have a great day.